Hey guys, so it's here bringing you another video. Welcome back to another high rating spectate. Today we are watching Gwen. Now we're doing this specifically because if you watched the Shen game that we played a little while back, I was against a Gwen and just straight up, I just did not know what to do against that champion. She just fundamentally owned me. So I want to watch a Gwen and just see what exactly she does. Because I like the idea of the champion, but she's actually not a champion that I've played a lot of or picked up that much. And this game should be interesting because two things. One, she's against a Darius who's a lane bully. And more than that, this Darius has done an aggressive build. He's running Ignite, not Ghost, and he's running Lethal Tempo. So that's a very scary lane Darius. We're with a Gwen who's not exactly supposed to be a lane champion. She's more of a mid to late game champion. So yeah, let's have a little look and just see, basically. What I might do, because I did just kind of think, obviously this is a perspective of a Gwen doing well. Maybe I will need to find a replay of someone also beating a Gwen. So if you want to see that game of if I can find a replay of somebody actually beating a Gwen quite badly, then maybe that's worth watching as well, because then I can see the weakness of Gwen when she's getting beat, because that was arguably what I was struggling with the most. I don't think Shen is good versus Gwen anyway, but yeah. Anyway, so level 1 start, Doran's Ring for Gwen, starting E at level 1. That gives you the bonus range so you can get an auto attack or two off. The one thing I will say straight away, this is a master game. So very high rating already in the early season. I don't understand why the Darius is giving this much respect, let's say, to the Gwen. If I was the Darius, I'd start W and beat up on the Gwen's face because she can't get away from you. She doesn't have flash or anything, and if you get your passive procced as Darius at level 1 with Ignite, you're probably going to get a kill. So that's the only thing I would say. I think the Darius has made a small mistake. He started Q as well, which I wouldn't have done either. So there's that, but anyway. Team comp, by the way, Blue team arguably has a very annoying comp. In the patch note video I did of the patch notes, it is worth mentioning that there was a mistake in the patch notes that for the Senna change, because if you guys watched that, I was like, that's going to be insane. That basically, it was like her auto attacks now are always slow. It was a mistake. It's from something to do with your Q that then enables a slow. I think if you Q them, then auto attack them, then it slows. Where initially the patch notes was just like, oh, your auto attack's now slow. And it's like, what? But Senna obviously being played in bot lane. Samira, I will say I played 3 games of ranked today. And if I'm not mistaken, 2 out of the 3 games, I think there was a Samira. That champion just received a buff. And like I said in that patch note video, I think I even said expect a lot of Samira because Samira fundamentally has a broken kit. And when a champion who has a broken kit gets buffed, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be played a lot. A champion like Samira is either going to be in Feast or Famine mode. Either Feast mode, that she's got okay stats, but she's got a broken kit, equals she's played a lot. Or Riot has to nerf her stats a lot because of her kit, well then she's never going to be played. That's basically Samira in a nutshell. Oh, good engage by the Darius, so he's looking for his opportunity. He's popped Ignite really early, which is smart. Gwen's damage, though, is starting to get here, but there we go. So first blood, that honestly is what I was expecting a Darius to do straight away at level 1. I really don't think a Gwen has an answer to a Darius who goes all in like that, and that's what I kind of wanted to see. So that's good by the Darius. Gwen also, if you notice, buying no sustain. Now, she does have the teleport advantage versus the Darius. He's not running TP. You know, even before the teleport change, Darius didn't run TP anyway. She's trying to hold the lane here. Why is she doing this? She's actually trying to get a freeze, and she gets it. So that's quite big for this Gwen if she can hold it here for a while. But obviously, goes without saying, she's got a farm lead already just. Darius is going to go back and buy. So this freeze right now is only going to really matter if she can hold it this long, even when Darius gets back to lane, because if she mucks up the freeze as Darius is returning to lane, then it actually might hurt her more than help her, because then it'll be in Darius's territory, not Gwen's. But she's actually doing a good job. See that she's stopping auto-attacking, she's letting her minions catch back up to the wave, she's trying to freeze it in this general area. So she's doing a good job. Again, as a master player, you'd probably expect that. It's one of the biggest weaknesses that I've got, and it's a self-admitting mistake, that I know how to freeze. I might not be the best at doing it, but it's mainly because I don't like freezing. I've said this for years, and I know some people get confused, but I do find freezing boring. So even when I've mained top lane, I typically won't freeze that much. And I know that's hurt me more than helped me in League of Legends, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's a video game. If you don't enjoy a certain playstyle, don't do it. Anyway, the enemy team, oh, nice. Oh, good block by the Gwen. That was actually a really big block. Darius would have got big damage on that Gwen if he hit that E. So obviously that's, oh, big gank. Zac waiting in the bush, and Gwen is going to be dead again. So this is actually kind of what I was looking for, actually, with a Gwen replay. Obviously, I look for a decent replay to do, but I don't know the details of how the game is going to go. But this game is actually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a Gwen that is getting beat in lane phase. So right now, clearly, a Darius, even though his farm isn't looking like that good, and his early pressure was a little bit weird, this Darius is beating this Gwen in the early game. Obviously, she just got a gank, which was a good gank by Zac. But that's what I want to see. I want a Gwen that is struggling in the early game. And does she make a comeback? Is it easy? Is it not? That's kind of what I want to see, that if a Gwen can pull that off, or how does she pull that off. So item-wise, worth knowing, she's actually rushed a Seeker's Arm Guard, which obviously is the AP armor item that you get more AP with it. Maximum, I think, of 15... Sorry, is it armor AP? I actually can't remember. I've gone blank. Gives armor, sorry. Gives maximum 15 bonus armor when you kill 30 minions. So again, that's going to be a nice little thing for a Gwen. Samira getting out positioned, Yone doing his thing, Senna getting one kill, Kayn getting the other, 4-man invade into the jungle, Gwen's moved over to mid lane. Arguably this could be for a dragon play. That Gwen's... Was that a Huzzy Cannon? I think that was. Gwen's moved down, that they've got a double kill on the enemy bot lane. Gwen is now, you know, just around the mid lane. If she needed to go help with the dragon, she can, but she doesn't need to. And her lane is pushed in. So she just kind of went down to mid lane just to cover it off a bit. Make sure, you know, she got a bit of farm in mid lane, so that's not bad. And now she's going to return to top lane. But this is a pretty bad situation for this Gwen. I will say the Darius doesn't look like he's frozen it very well. It's going to be slow. Like, actually, it's going to be pushing quite fast back to Gwen. So this is not disastrous for this Gwen at all. The camera is actively fighting me right now. There we go. So yeah, that's not good by the Darius, to be honest. Again, for a master level game, this Darius is like me, let's say that he could have had a really good freeze there and kind of screw the Gwen out and catch back up in farm. Instead, he's not frozen it. It's back in Gwen's territory, and if this Gwen knows what she's doing, she could probably get this to freeze if she's good. So yeah, that's not good by the Darius. And the Darius right now, obviously desperately, what is he trying to do? He desperately tried to get the minions into the tower, because then that forces Gwen to hard push. They are just straight up diving the Gwen, and there you go. Wow. Literally a all-in nice Zac dive again, by the way. Nice Zac in... Oh, that Yone stopped the Corky W. That was good. Good timing, I guess. So with the Ignite also from Darius, with the ult from Darius, and it has to be said with the damage from Zac. Yes, this Zac, by the way, has a dark seal. He does a lot of damage too. So this Gwen cannot survive these fights at the moment, which is an interesting point. Big engage by a Rel, and yes, there is a Rel this game, bit rare to see, but I actually quite like the champion. Yes, I do think there could be a Zac, by the way, here again. There's a chance. I do think Leona is fundamentally basically a better version of Rel. I think that's the problem. Leona is more basic than Rel. She's older than Rel in design, but she fundamentally does the same thing, and it's easier to do. So that's pretty much, you just don't really play... Well, you don't play Rel over Leona. There's just no point. That's my opinion at least anyway. And then I've got someone in my Twitch chat that goes, but does Leona have a horse? True. Very true point. One thing I want to do, as I've said to my live audience a bit more, Darius going for an engage, gets the good positioning off. Zac top lane again. If she can land her W, blocks the Q. That's really good by Gwen. That made her survive that situation. I do want to... introduce question of the day again, and I did ask my community to give me some questions that I can ask as question of the day. So let's do a question of the day. So let's just see how it goes. How many comments can we get? How many questions can we get? Well, this question answered from you guys in the comment section. So question of the day for this video is, what kind of champion do you think League of Legends is lacking? So that could be anything. What are we lacking? Are we lacking a wizard? Are we lacking I don't know, a ranger? Let me know. Nice shutdown. So as Gwen gets her first gank of the game, Darius was a little bit too overextended, it had to be said. He also did use flash but couldn't get away. And that's going to cost Darius, by the way, I will say, a lot. That could be the turning point of top lane. Because one, he's used flash when he doesn't want to. Two, that gives Gwen an assist. It gives Gwen an experience advantage. And it gives Gwen a further CS lead. She has maintained a CS lead this whole lane phase, which is quite impressive. So some things in Twitch chat that are saying, Yordles, well, you already have Yordles. You would like something like a Blade Singer, Shamans, that's a good one. Shaman, I guess we've got Udyr, we have, if you wanted to count Talia, but she's not really a Shaman. She was more of an Earthbender, I guess. Yeah, I guess we don't really have like Shaman. I guess Volibear is Shaman-like-ish. A Devil, not Demon. Yeah, I like that one. Pengu said Devil, not Demon. Vikings. We have a few Vikings. An old person. Yeah, like an old witch. I saw someone said like an old witch. Like a classic witch from like a witch's hut. I do agree. That would be kind of cool. We don't really have that at all. Big gank in bot lane, by the way. Kayn gets a good W off. Yes, it is red Kayn, by the way. Most good Kayns in solo queue go red Kayn. It does one-shot damage like blue, but it has more utility. Oh my god, that Corki! Oh my god, that's sick! That was really bad by that Corki. Okay, so we return to top lane. There is a item advantage technically on Darius that he has his mythic item. He's got Stride Breaker, where Gwen has obviously not got her mythic yet. She's opted obviously again for the tier 2 boot rush and also the Seeker's Arm Guard. It's mainly just to survive, and the reason why you do that, by the way, she's obviously 0-3. She's been struggling to survive the early game, you know, obviously a lot with, 2 ganks, but when you know you outscale your opponent in your matchup, you can be more passive with your build in the early game. So it's the example of if you're playing Gwen and you know you outscale a Darius. Now, some people will say, like, how do I know if I outscale the opponent? Obviously, that's a good question. That is just having knowledge of your scaling of your champion. Is your champion more typically strong in the early game or late game? You know, you can find that answer out pretty easily. You should be able to tell, really what your champion is by playing it a couple times. But yeah, Gwen is a mid to late game champion, where Darius is an early to mid game champion. Don't get me wrong, Darius can still do things in late game. It doesn't mean that they are useless. They still can. It's just a Gwen, she's teleporting, by the way, I think. Oh, no, she's not. I just thought we're standing still, she might have been, and teleport and still bugged. Hey, Neon Moon. But yeah, typically, she's going to outscale a Darius, so she can be a bit more passive with her build early. She can sacrifice early aggression, early strength for, oh, he's not going to kill me one extra time because I've built this armor. So, yeah. What I kind of want to try and pay attention to, by the way, meanwhile, Darius is still mid lane. Yone going for a big ulti with his crazy CC. He's going to kill the Corki. He doesn't kill the Corki. He's so low. Darius goes down. Senna's in the area as well. Gwen obviously not really involved yet. She might look for a pick if anybody's around. The red buff is up. But I do want to see when, like, oh, that guy, just ult. Oh, it didn't get the kill. Oh, she got the kill. She used Ignite for that, by the way, everybody, because the Corki was about to W away. That's a bad death by the Corki. Oh, again, maybe you don't expect, obviously, the enemy top laner to be there, but still. Oof. Alright, so Gwen returning to top lane. She still doesn't have a mythic, by the way. Gold-wise, Darius is still clearly ahead on gold in the 1v1. Maybe rightfully so, he's got 3 kills. Gwen has only got 1. But as you can see also, the farm lead is only getting bigger. It's only getting bigger. Because the Darius, I think, maybe has that little bit of pressure that, oh my god, like, we need to make this game work. The Gwen will outscale me. She's playing a bit passive, or she's built a bit tanky that I can't easily get the kill in the 1v1 anymore. So I need to go make plays around the map. So I think the Darius has kind of been feeling that pressure a little bit. Gwen leaving top lane for Scuttlecrab, which I will say, that confuses me a little bit, because you are arguably opening up the tower. But obviously what might work out here, he is going to get the tower, which is a bounty. The enemy team just got 2 bounties in the span of a couple seconds. He is going to try and flash away. I think the Darius should be dead. Lovely knock up by Kayn. and the Darius will go down. Unfortunately, again to the Kayn, not the Gwen. So when are we going to start to see potentially the swap of pressure that the Gwen will start taking over a bit? Honestly, we're probably going to see it quite soon. That she's got, how much? 2.6 gold in her back pocket. That's a lot of gold just to be holding right now. So I would expect something pretty soon from the Gwen to like, boom, the Darius is dead. But obviously, we'll keep an eye out and see when that happens. So she's going to go back. She's going to get a Mythic, so Riftmaker. She's probably also going to buy one more thing. So actually, she's not. So she managed to buy Riftmaker complete. She got an extra Amp Tome and 1 health potion. And that's it, actually. Okay. That was more expensive than I thought to complete the item. But now that she has Riftmaker online, she is much bigger of a threat. So we'll see how it goes. Will Darius die straight away? One thing that I will say is weirding me out a little bit. I understand it partially, but I also don't. Darius's boots. So Kayn is having a bit of fun with him. Senna's going to be there for the slow. He's dead again. So the Darius is now struggling. But the Darius has gone Ninja Tabby, or technically Plated Steel Caps. But he's against a Gwen. So I do find that a bit weird, to be honest. Oh, Yone doesn't get that kill. Just doesn't. Rel potentially is in trouble. She misses the W. She is going to jump over the wall to safety. And meanwhile, Gwen can just kind of chill. Someone is saying, is it because Gwen auto-attacks a lot? I guess, but it's her auto-attacks aren't really exactly what deal the damage. It's like the auto-attacks enable you to get the stacks for your Q and then all of that stuff that actually is dealing the damage. Like, I get why he's doing it. Like, the rest of the team, like, these three are AD champions, but in the pure 1v1, when you know you're going to get outscaled in the 1v1, I do feel that's going to be a bit of a weird area for the Darius. Like, I don't know. But would, potentially, you know, you've got to ask the question, I guess, would Merc Treads save the Darius from a Gwen? Not really, but I don't know. All right, so big play happening in mid lane, by the way. Kayn in trouble, gets big shut down, and also Yone in trouble. Shut down any second. There we go. They're both dead. That's not good, with also Dragon spawning in 15 seconds. Yeah, again, Gwen does do true damage, which is true. Literally, it's damage, that's true. But she's staying top lane. So what I like what this Gwen is doing, with the teleport meta of how it's changed, obviously we're after 14 minutes, so that means Gwen can teleport anywhere now, like she used to be able to, and the Darius doesn't. When you're now in the matchup that you have TP and your opponent doesn't, you can absolutely, like, abuse the fact that they don't have TP. And yeah, someone did point out there is potentially Broxer in this game. I don't know. Is Broxer this Gwen, potentially? I don't know. Enemy team do get the dragon, though. But yeah, so the Darius can't really match the Gwen anymore. Oh, is the Kayn Broxer? Okay, there you go. Teleport going bot lane, just to probably try it to save the tower. There you go. So this is arguably what this game might turn into, is Gwen is now going to start scaling like mad, and well, she is. She's got Zhonya's as well. I'm not even sure the Darius can do the 1v1, but okay, they don't need to do the 1v1 when there's 3 or 4 people bot lane. There was actually 4 people bot lane right there. Samira surviving the Kayn, which is a good survival. Who is Broxer? He's an ex-pro. Pretty good player. Yone? Yone? Ooh! Ooh! And he gets the kill. Zac misplayed that, but arguably so did Yone. They both misplayed it, but obviously the Yone ended up with the kill, with especially having obviously the W shield. That was crazy. So again, we're still watching this Gwen. She's 40 CS up, but she is 1 and 4. Like, it's not good. You know, some people may go like, Huz, why are you watching a Gwen that's gone 1 and 4? Well, all I'll say is obviously I know potentially roughly the ending of this game, and I know what the KD, the Gwen finishes on, and a lot has to happen in the next couple minutes. Alright, so Samira trying to like 1v3. It's not ever really going to work. Build-wise for Gwen, I think Nash's third item potentially is what she'll go. Darius bot lane against now the Kayn. This Kayn obviously is very strong. Zac, look at that damage! Holy moly, Zac big damage. Yone going big ulti. Gwen getting 1 kill with now Zac passive. This might be another kill for Gwen any second. Nope, the Yone gets it, getting himself up to 2 kills. But it's worth knowing, everybody on the blue team has a negative KD apart from 2 players. The Kayn obviously has a positive KD, 7 and 1, and the Karma is 2 and 1. The Senna's 3 and 4, the Yone's 2 and 3, and the Gwen's 2 and 4. Like, this isn't like a stompy stomp of like everybody is ahead, everybody is like, you know, really fed with kills and everything. It's not. The Gwen's done a good job focusing on the fact that she's Gwen, so she's kept her mind, like, she's kept her head down as like, all right, I'm having a bad early game, I've been 1 and 4 in the early game here, but I'm going to keep my head down and just power farm. So that's what they're doing. They are winning by farm. 100, about to be 200 farm. Yone is already above 200 farm. Look at the lane opponents. Well, the Kayn is having an insane game anyway with the farm, but that's how blue team is keeping themselves in this game, even though the kills haven't gone perfect for them, is by kills. If you look into gold, he's 4-4, 9.1. Gwen is ahead, 9.8, and that's because of farm. Corki's obviously not having a great game, but 9.28. Yone's really far ahead with a negative KD. That that does show the importance of farm. All right, big plays happening here. Gwen's on her way. Can she do anything? Zac jumping in. Enemy team is on the back foot, so they have to be careful here. Can Darius do anything? Big damage, but doesn't clean up the kill with his... I didn't have it actually ignite up, unfortunately, for him. If he did, maybe it would have made the difference, but probably not. So Gwen gets that. Momentum, obviously, in blue team's favor. Walking in the base, and that is going to be inhibitor number 1. But yeah, this is a bit of a crazy game. What I would say, the only negative to red team's comp, obviously, having a balanced comp, I'd say, is healthy, and red team's comp is very one-dimensional. How is it one-dimensional? It's all in. Like, if you literally... Darius has to go all in, Zac has to jump all in, Samira is the most all-in AD carry, and Rel is an all-in support that has to jump in. They all have to jump in. So if the game doesn't go good for them, it's not like they can kind of turtle up and survive and just wait. They can't. Their comp literally has to go all in. Arguably, yes, Corki's got this kind of poke build-ish, but Corki himself is relatively all in with package. That Corki has to jump in with package. The whole enemy team has to go into blue team, and that's pretty one-dimensional. I wouldn't want a one-dimensional comp, because if it goes good, that's the type of comp that will stomp you. The game's over in 20 minutes. Okay, so here we go. Gwen's TP'd in. Now the difference, obviously, you're seeing. Look at this. The Darius can do nothing. That right there, Gwen is full health. Yes, she was 2 levels ahead, but if that right there, everybody, shows you scaling. That Darius was beating this Gwen early, couldn't really do much to Gwen. Yes, she got ganked a few times, but now she is teleporting on top of a Darius, annihilating him in basically one go without losing any health. That is the difference of scaling versus non-scaling. Zac just died, so now the Gwen is starting to be online. She's now 5-4-3, positive KD, big farm, most farm in the game. And yeah, Darius has no MR. That is true. I honestly would say his build is a bit weird, like I mentioned earlier. His boots might be the wrong boots. He's got anti-healing, which you do need against Gwen. And if I'm not mistaken, there isn't an MR anti-healing item, I don't think. Is there? No, there isn't, right? Well, no, there's... Is there an A... Well, it might be an AD MR anti-healing item. Oh, maybe there's not. I don't know. That's actually a bit weird if there's not an MR anti-healing item. Because, like, how do you counter Vlad? Maybe that's an item that's missing, honestly. Anyway. Gwen, level 16, by the way. Big engage by Rel. Corki packet over the top. Enemy team, though, has got 1 kill. Big Yone ultimate over the Gwen ultimate over the top. She gets 1 kill. She gets 2 kills. Any more? Any more? Enemy team running away. Triple kill. Any more? Any more? Quadra kill. And wait, does she do it? Is he going to give it to her? Probably not. Would I call Gwen hard to play? Partially, yes. Gwen, you need to maximize your ability. I know this is going to sound stupid because like every chance... Oh, wait a minute. Is it happening? Pentakill. Well, there we go. Obviously, she shouldn't have technically got that pentakill. Zac kind of gave it to her in the end. But there we go. Gwen, pentakill. So this game was honestly a great example of the strength of Gwen. She does not have to win early game. She can get wrecked in the early game that she kind of did this game. But what this Gwen did was put her head down, power farm, also build defensive early. Because if she tried to build Rift Maker first, by the way, guys, she would have died more than 4 times. She would have been worse than 1 and 4. Darius would have got more ahead, potentially snowballing the game too much for Gwen to then make a comeback. But Gwen played it smart. I'm getting a Seekers first. I'm buying the Plated Steel Caps Ninja Tabby boot first. I'm now tanky. Oh, Darius, you cannot kill me anymore. I'm too tanky. Suddenly, I've now outscaled, and voila, I now can absolutely own the game with my mid to late game scaling. So that was a good example of Gwen. So that does, you know, it does teach me a few things about the champion, but it also kind of, like that Shen game that we played, it does kind of make me realize that, oh, she scales like crazy if you let her. So if again, especially if you lose the early game against a Gwen, you're even more screwed. So I will probably do another game involving Gwen soon. What you guys can do as well, we obviously do have the question of the day, but let me know in the comments as well which champions are good versus Gwen, and potentially I'll find a high rating spectate of whatever champion's good versus Gwen, beating a Gwen, and then we can see how to beat a Gwen and make sure she can't make a comeback. But that is going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, please do throw a like on it, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal